Imagine being born in a tiny village in Italy and, centuries later, being remembered as the greatest genius who ever lived. Now imagine dying while taking countless secrets to the grave secrets that might have changed humanity hundreds of years earlier. This is the story of Leonardo da Vinci. But be warned, the more you learn about this man, the more unbelievable his life becomes. At a time when most people could barely read, Leonardo was sketching flying machines. In a world ruled by superstition, he secretly studied the human body. And while kings and generals waged bloody wars, he was creating ideas that seemed to come straight from the future. But there is something even more astonishing. Many believe Leonardo was not just a genius. Some say he was centuries ahead of his time. Others claim he possessed knowledge that should have been impossible for someone living in the 15th century. And when you discover what he left hidden inside his notebooks, you will understand why his story continues to fascinate millions of people to this day. Leonardo was born in 1452 in the small town of Vinci, Italy. His full name was Leonardo di Ser Piero da Vinci, which simply means Leonardo, son of Piero, from Vinci. He was born out of wedlock. In those days, that could have been a serious social disadvantage. Many doors were closed to people who did not fit society's expectations. But perhaps that circumstance became his greatest advantage. While other boys were pushed toward traditional careers, Leonardo grew up exploring the natural world around him. He observed birds, studied plants, examined rivers, and spent countless hours trying to understand how everything worked. Without realizing it, he was developing the trait that would define his entire life, an almost limitless curiosity. From childhood, Leonardo asked questions no one could answer. Why can birds fly? How does the human body work? Why does water move the way it does? What lies beyond the stars? These questions never left his mind, and this obsession with understanding everything would become the fuel that transformed a simple village boy into one of the most extraordinary individuals in history. As a young man, Leonardo was sent to Florence, one of the most important cities of the Renaissance. There he joined the workshop of Andrea del Verrocchio, one of the greatest artists of the era, and that is where something remarkable happened. According to a famous story, Verrocchio asked Leonardo to paint an angel in one of his works. When the painting was finished, the angel was said to be so superior to the rest of the artwork that the master was stunned. Legend says Verrocchio never painted again after seeing the talent of his young apprentice. Whether that story is entirely true remains uncertain, but one thing is undeniable. Leonardo possessed a level of talent that was extraordinarily rare. He did not see the world the way others did. He noticed details that most people completely overlooked. While other artists copied reality, Leonardo tried to understand the mechanisms behind it. Every face was a study. Every movement had a reason. Every shadow followed a rule. And it was this unique blend of art and science that made him unlike anyone else. But there was one problem. Leonardo rarely finished his projects. His mind was always racing toward the next idea. While working on a painting, 10 new questions would emerge. While studying anatomy, he would begin thinking about engineering. While designing machines, he would imagine scientific experiments. It was as if his brain moved faster than reality itself. Then came the work that would become the most famous painting in human history, the Mona Lisa. Millions travel every year just to see it. But what makes it so special? The smile. A smile that seems to change depending on the angle. Eyes that appear to follow the viewer. An expression that no one can fully interpret. Happy, sad, mysterious, perhaps all of them at once. Leonardo spent years refining this masterpiece. Years. For him, it was not simply a portrait. It was an experiment. A quest to capture the complexity of the human soul. And even today, no one has been able to recreate the exact effect he achieved. But the Mona Lisa was only a small part of what occupied his mind. While the world admired his paintings, Leonardo was secretly exploring far more dangerous territory. He wanted to understand the human body. At that time, dissecting corpses was highly controversial. Yet Leonardo conducted detailed anatomical studies. At night, away from public eyes, he examined muscles, bones, organs, and nerves. What he discovered was extraordinary. His anatomical drawings were so accurate that they still amaze modern medical experts. He illustrated the heart with astonishing detail. He studied how the lungs functioned. He mapped muscles with incredible precision. All of this centuries before medicine reached a similar level of understanding. But the most incredible part was still to come. Inside his notebooks, Leonardo filled thousands of pages with observations and ideas, and many of those pages looked as though they belonged to the future. He sketched concepts resembling helicopters. He designed flying machines. He imagined parachutes. He developed ideas similar to armored military vehicles. He created advanced mechanical systems far beyond the technology of his age. Many of these inventions were never built during his lifetime. The technology simply did not exist, yet the concepts were there, hundreds of years before they became reality. That is why some people still ask, how could a man living in the 1400s imagine all of this? Was it pure genius? Or was there something even more extraordinary at work? The truth may be even more fascinating. Leonardo observed nature with a depth that very few human beings have ever achieved. He believed that all answers could be found within the natural world itself. Birds inspired, flying machines, rivers taught lessons in engineering. The human body revealed mechanical principles. Everything was connected, and that perspective allowed him to see possibilities invisible to everyone else. Yet, despite his brilliance, Leonardo faced struggles. Many projects remained unfinished. Many ideas never moved beyond paper. Many people could not fully understand his vision. And as he grew older, it became increasingly clear that the world could not keep up with the speed of his mind. Even so, his fame continued to grow. Kings sought his services. Rulers competed for his presence. Nobles desired his creations. Leonardo became a celebrity long before the modern concept of celebrity existed. Near the end of his life, he accepted an invitation from King Francis I of France. There he spent his final years, an aging genius looking back at a world he had helped reshape. But there is one deeply emotional detail. He carried many of his notebooks with him. Thousands of pages, thousands of ideas, thousands of unanswered questions. When Leonardo died in 1519 at the age of 67, the world lost more than an artist. It lost a living library, an inventor, a scientist, an engineer, an anatomist, a philosopher, a visionary. But perhaps Leonardo's greatest lesson is not found in his paintings, not in his inventions, not even in his notebooks. Perhaps it lies in his curiosity. He never accepted easy answers. He never stopped learning. He never stopped asking questions. And it was that relentless pursuit of knowledge that made him immortal. Today, more than 500 years after his death, his name remains alive. The Mona Lisa continues to attract millions. His sketches continue to be studied. His ideas continue to inspire scientists, artists, engineers, and dreamers, because Leonardo reminds us of something powerful. True genius is not about knowing all the answers. It is about never stopping the search for them. And now I want to hear your opinion. Do you believe Leonardo da Vinci was simply the greatest genius in history, or do you think someone else deserves that title? Leave your answer in the comments below. And if you enjoy incredible stories like this one, make sure to hit the like button right now. It helps the channel reach more people who are passionate about history and knowledge. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our next story, because the next one may be even more unbelievable than this.